Buy-to-let is broken, but what if I told you the very same property could make you 2 or even 3 times more profit without you actually having to buy any more property? You've probably already felt it. Rising mortgage rates, endless regulations, and shrinking profit margins. And in that, you are not alone. Thousands and thousands of landlords across the UK are realizing that the traditional model is just not stacking up anymore. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can turn your underperforming buy-to-let into a high-performing Airbnb. I will show you the numbers, the steps, and even some insider tips on how you can create the best Airbnb. Here's the kicker. Most landlords don't even realize that at 50% occupancy, an Airbnb can still outperform or break even to a normal buy-to-let. Let me fully explain how you can fully transform your property strategy, because you didn't buy property to get razor-thin margins and stress about bills all the time. You bought it for freedom, security, and also to increase your income. So if buy-to-lets is squeezing you so much, how is Airbnb any different? After all, you're using the exact same property. How are you going to generate more money from it? Think about the traditional model. You rent a property out on a monthly basis and collect a fixed payment each month. And that's it. Let's say your rent is $1,600. It's simple, yes, but also limited. Your income is locked in, and obviously you can raise the rents, but this is never going to give you eye-watering profits that you really want. But if we didn't have to charge on a monthly basis, and we could theoretically charge on a nightly basis, your property isn't going to be tied to one tenant and one income per month. It's responsive to multiple tenants, and it's able to capture the real value of the short-term rental market. On a property where the rent is $1,600, if you divide that by 30, you would get £53 a night. Now, to be honest, I don't know a single Airbnb property that prices are sinking to £53 a night. But now let's translate that truly into the short-term rental market. Let's say £1,600 a month is a 2-bedroom flat. On Airbnb, that could easily be £120 per night. So take the 1,600 figure, essentially double it when you factor in the average occupancy rate in your areas, which could be around 80%. That's what we've done year round. But even if we say 25 nights, you do 25 nights times 120 would get you to £3,000 a month from the exact same property. That is the revenue you can expect from a property at this rental value. So not only are you doubling the revenue, but remember that £300 profit figure that you'd had? You can almost expect to triple that number at least. Do you now see why, as a buy-to-let landlord, you are actually losing thousands of pounds in opportunity costs? You can't blame the property, you have to blame the strategy. But here's the thing, when you open yourself up to the short-term rental market, you find yourself open to void periods. And that's a landlord's worst fear, right? If you actually do the maths on the same property, you'd have to be occupied below half of the month to get that same £1,600 figure. And to be honest, it's probably harder to be occupied less than more. I'm talking you'd have to be doing something seriously wrong to get below 50% occupancy. How do we actually do it? So if buy-to-let isn't working anymore and Airbnb is the solution, how are you actually going to make your property stand out so that you can earn more money? Here's the truth. Your property is good enough for long-term tenants, but it probably isn't good enough for an Airbnb standard. Guests aren't looking for something that is just livable and normal. They are searching for something which is nice and generally is going to stand out. So, how do you actually do this? The first thing that we do in properties is assess how many people can we actually sleep in the property. What you will need to do is get your measuring tape out and start to measure the room sizes, or hopefully you have a floor plan. Large rooms are great. This is important because essentially what you can do is, like a hotel that has twin beds and twin rooms, you can do the same in your house or flat. So you could fit 2 double beds in a room, and that's technically 4 people you could sleep in one room. Obviously, it's not about squishing people in like sardines, but for example, you could have a 3-bed flat where you could fit 12 people in with sofa beds. But I wouldn't say that's really humane. Adding a bed in each room, you now open yourself up to more clientele, like contractors or large families or other longer term, larger bookings, which is what makes the property attractive. So how can I make my property look nicer? Let's break it down with an example. In this example here, I will show you exactly what I've talked about and what we've done to create a quality Airbnb experience. For example, professional pictures is just basic bog standard stuff really. You need to have top quality pictures so that your listing really stands out. Here you can see we've got a nice area. We've staged the flat fully, sofa, Netflix on the TV, flowers, wine glasses, all the cutlery, all that kind of stuff. The lighting here, orange juice here. It's just the little touches that make it stand out. Then we've gone, you know, beautiful feature wall. This catches the eye when people are looking at your property. They want to click on it because they've got eye-catching pictures. But we talked about the twin beds, the double beds, how are we all set up? So here you can see, this is almost like a normal hotel room, right? Hotels all the time have twin setups. We've got 2 double beds in a bedroom. So if I'm doing an Airbnb, why can't I do the exact same? And this is how you can increase your occupancy, maximize your income, and you could just have 2 people sleeping here, 2 friends, 2 whatever, and they're happy to share a room, but they don't want to share a bed. That's how you get a competitive advantage over the hotels, because I can now sleep 6 people in this one flat. We don't do sofa beds, we do double beds because it's far more comfortable for most people. Simple stuff like this, the lighting, the setup, you think it's super effective. It is, and it also is not that expensive. You know, we've just slapped some paint on the walls, added some hanging lights, which are like 10 quid each, and some pictures, and suddenly our flat looks 10 times better than 90% of the stuff on the market. It's actually really that simple. Now you have your property staged, you need to get the systems in place to manage it properly. But when I say systems, I really mean automations and software. So let me talk you through the 2 main softwares that are a priority for your Airbnb business that will take you to the level of how to scale properly. So what I'm going to do now is break down the 2 main softwares that we use. The first one is Guesty. So as you can see here, it's our centralized hub. It deals with making sure we don't get double bookings. Everything is blocked in the calendar. It also makes sure that we basically can send out all automated messages to all of our guests. This basically gives them check-in information, what do they need to know for their stay, all those kind of things is all run through this one system. We also have automatic scheduling for cleaners. So every time a guest checks in or out, as you can see here, a cleaner will automatically be notified. So this automates the system and we don't have to do anything there. We can run multiple properties. It collects email data, phone data for all our guests, so we can have a central CRM system. It does management statements for our management clients. It has an owner's portal. It's like a full all-in-one CRM software hub, everything we try and do is basically ran through here with all of our communications. You can connect it to other softwares, all sorts of things, but this is your centralized hub for all your bookings and all your automation. It's super effective. It connects to all the different kind of platforms. If you are going to start an Airbnb business, you need this type of software. Second one, which we use religiously, is Price Labs. Price Labs is essentially a pricing automation software. So you can see here the average rate that we've been booked out on the property, our base rate, so our kind of standard rate, and then it pulls information. So it will say, okay, based on the seasonality, the demand, and the occupancy, I'm going to adjust the price for it to be 171. And it runs through all these different kind of algorithmic calculations to maximize and optimize your pricing. So our prices are constantly changing every single day, all the time. And that creates the most effective bookings. Because if you have a flat rate of £200, you might be missing out on the concert that's around the corner. So like here, it's £280 because the occupancy demand is quite high. During Halloween, for example, the prices are instantly pushed up because more people are traveling, doing other things. There's all sorts of things that you need to factor in all the time. It allows you to pull neighborhood data of stuff in your area. It allows you to pull hotel data of hotels around your area, what they're charging. You can see here. It allows you to have booking insights in terms of your KPIs, what's your occupancy, all this kind of stuff. That is all in there. Now, this is not 100% accurate because it doesn't take everything into account because you've got direct bookings, etc. Like it's saying 10% and stuff like that. You can see here where it really, really makes a difference. Now, these are the 2 softwares which you must have in your Airbnb business if you're actually going to take this seriously and scale. The next part of your process, once you've got your CRM, channel manager, Price Labs, all that kind of software set up, you want to actually create a listing. And this is actually incredibly simple to do. All you have to do is go onto Airbnb, click this little plus icon, list your home and go through the process. So you're going to go here and then you're going to add, create a new listing, you're going to get started, and you're going to follow the instructions. It's actually very, very simple. So what you need to do is fill in some information. Is it a house? Is it a flat? How many guests can it sleep? Is it an entire place? Address, all these kind of things, right? So we could just go through and fill it all out here. Very, very simple, and I just want you to follow that process. Once you've created your listing, that is when you are going to actually get it live and connect it to your channel manager. What's super, super important, and this is more what I want to talk about, and I kind of briefly have anyway, is your photos and your description. So if we use this listing again as an example, photos super, super important. Reason being, Airbnb have said multiple times that one of the most important factors for people booking your place is your photos, because it's all about click-through rate. Essentially what that means is when someone sees your listing, how many people click on it, how many click through to the actual listing page, and then how many people from there book it. The higher those metrics are, the better you're going to be pushed up in Airbnb's algorithm. So it runs the exact same way. So that's why photos are super important. If you've got shitty photos, no one's going to click on your listing. And then you're wondering, why am I not getting booked when you're competing against stuff like this? Secondly is descriptions. We make our descriptions incredibly easy and digestible to read. Hotels in Leeds often lack the family spaces or groups that are needed. Modern kitchens and bathrooms, just 5 minutes from this train station and city centre professionals. What's the bedroom layout? Bedroom 1, 2 double beds. Bedroom 2, 1 double bed. 1 bathroom, ensuite, 1 family bathroom. Just making it incredibly easy to lay out all that information. Can offer free parking, all this stuff. You want to make it digestible so that they can read it, because most people aren't reading every single thing in every single description when they're making that decision. Then the final thing is your amenities. And if you really want to stand out, you can add stuff like a pool table, foosball, ice hockey, whatever it is, right? You can really make this stuff stand out. But the real thing is your reviews. And that's just simply, the longer you operate, the better you do a job, the better reviews you'll get. Like for example, this listing that's got 60 reviews at 4.85, or other listings where we've got multiple reviews. You know, we're a super host now with over 200 reviews on our account and have been for a very long time. How do you get that? By operating your business well and giving a good level of service. That's how you successfully create your Airbnb listing. So there we have it. I've fully explained how you would convert your buy-to-let into an Airbnb, charging a nightly rate that is infinitely better than what you were charging month by month. So if you have found this video useful and valuable for your portfolio, drop a like and a comment, hit subscribe to the channel, and make sure you don't miss out on any more property content. If you actually don't want to own Airbnbs and you want to learn how to manage them and scale a business, this is something that I do every single day. So make sure to click the next video and watch how you can build a 6-figure Airbnb business without owning any property.